Have you ever felt like you're talking to a wall when you pray? You send your prayers up and all you hear back is silence. The sky feels empty, and that once bright flame of faith starts to feel like a flickering candle in a storm. If you've ever been there, or are there right now, you're not alone. This is what I call the silent season of the soul, and it's one of the toughest places to be. It can make you feel lost, abandoned, and maybe even a little foolish for believing in the first place. But what if I told you that doubt isn't the enemy of faith? I know it sounds crazy, right? We're often taught that doubt is a sin, a sign that we're failing. But honestly, doubt is just a sign that you're thinking. It's a sign that you're taking your faith seriously enough to question it. Think of it this way. Doubt isn't a dead-end street. It's a doorway. It's an invitation to go deeper, to move past a faith you inherited and into a faith that you truly own. A real, honest faith has room for your questions. So, what do you do when the very foundation of your belief starts to crack? When everything you once held as certain now feels fragile and uncertain? First, breathe. It's okay. This moment of breakdown doesn't have to be the end. This is where the real work begins. Instead of running from the discomfort, let's lean into it. Start by being brutally honest with yourself and with God. You can literally say, God, I'm not sure I believe in you right now, and I'm scared. Honesty is the starting point for authenticity. It's about dropping the pretense and showing up, broken pieces and all. One of the most profound truths I've learned is that God is often found in the shadows. We expect God to show up in the triumphant praise music moments. But more often than not, the divine presence is hiding in the very moments we feel most abandoned. It's in the quiet whisper when you've given up shouting. It's in the kindness of a friend when you feel completely alone. God isn't just in the light. He's the one holding you in the dark. The silence you're experiencing might not be absence, but a different kind of presence, one that waits for you to stop striving and just be held. Faith isn't about having a tight grip on everything, having all the answers and controlling the outcome. That's not faith. That's just anxiety with a religious label. True faith is more like learning to float. When you're caught in a storm at sea, you don't fight the waves. You'll exhaust yourself and sink. You surrender. You lie back, trust the water to hold you, and conserve your energy. Faith in a storm of doubt is the same. It's about letting go of the need to control and understand everything, and instead, trusting that even in the chaos, you are being held by something greater than the storm. Seasons of doubt feel like a spiritual breakdown, but they are often the fertile ground for a spiritual breakthrough. Just like a tree that endures a harsh winter grows deeper roots, a faith that endures a season of questioning develops a strength it never had before. This painful process grows roots of empathy, humility, and a profound grace for yourself and for others. You emerge not with a weaker faith, but with one that is more resilient, more compassionate, and infinitely more real. The beauty is found beyond the breakdown. Ultimately, this journey redefines what faith even means. It's a shift from blind belief, a rigid set of rules you must accept without question, to a living trust. A living trust is dynamic. It breathes. It has good days and bad days. It thrives even when it trembles. It's not about never having doubts. It's about choosing to trust even with your doubts. It's a faith that says, I don't have all the answers, but I'm choosing to walk forward anyway. And that, my friends, is a faith that can withstand any storm. Thank you so much for spending this time with me today. If this resonated with you, I'd be so grateful if you would hit that like button and subscribe for more conversations like this. You are not alone on this journey. See you in the next video. Have you ever prayed so hard you could feel the words echoing in an empty room? You call out, but all you get back is silence. It's that chilling season of the soul, where your faith, once a bright fire, feels like it's fading to a dim, cold ember. You start to wonder, is anyone even listening? If you've ever felt this way, trust me, you are not alone. So many of us are taught that doubt is the opposite of faith, that it's a spiritual failure. But what if I told you that doubt isn't the enemy? What if it's actually an invitation? A doorway to a faith that's more honest, more real, and more resilient than anything you've had before. Think of it less like a betrayal and more like a bridge to something deeper. But man, it hurts when your belief system starts to crack. Everything you once stood on feels like it's turning to sand. You question the stories you were told, the verses you memorized, the very foundation of your spiritual life. It's disorienting, and frankly, it's terrifying. It feels like a breakdown, but here's the secret. Sometimes a breakdown is just a breakthrough in disguise. This is where it gets interesting. We often look for God in the bright, sunny moments, the answered prayers, the miracles, the mountaintop experiences. But what if God's most profound presence is found in the shadows? What if, in those moments you feel most abandoned and alone, He is closer than ever, sitting with you in the quiet, in the questions, in the pain? It's not about a loud, booming voice, but a gentle whisper in the darkness, saying, "I'm still here." This is where we learn a crucial lesson. Faith isn't about having all the answers or controlling the outcome. It's not about gripping your beliefs so tightly that your knuckles turn white. True, mature faith is more like learning to float. When a storm hits the ocean, you don't fight the waves. You surrender to them, trusting they won't pull you under. Faith in the midst of doubt is learning to surrender to the uncertainty, trusting that you are being held, even when you can't see the shore. It's from this place of surrender that something beautiful begins to grow. Seasons of doubt, as painful as they are, force our spiritual roots to dig deeper. We move past a faith that requires constant proof and into a faith that can withstand the storms. We find a grace for ourselves and for others who are wrestling. You're not just rebuilding what was broken. You're growing something new, something stronger, something with character. Ultimately, this journey redefines what faith even means. It's no longer about blind belief or a perfect, unshakable certainty. Instead, it becomes a living trust, a trust that can coexist with questions, a faith that isn't afraid of the dark because it knows that's where the light shines brightest. It's a faith that trembles sometimes, and that's okay, because it's alive. So if you're in that season of doubt, don't run from it. Lean in, ask the hard questions. You might just find a God who is bigger, and a faith that is more authentic than you ever imagined. Thank you so much for watching and sharing this space with me. If this resonated with you, please hit that like button and subscribe for more conversations like this. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. See you next time.